Hey, what's up? Colby Sharp, 5th grade teacher in Michigan. Welcome to my channel where I try to help kids fall in love with reading. And that's what we're doing today. We're sharing with you 5 amazing 2021 graphic novels that you need to add to your classroom. You need to add to your reading list. And the reason I'm picking 5 is because that is how many books I am allowed to nominate. And everyone is allowed to nominate for the Nerdy Book Club Awards. They come every year. If you're watching this video about the time it comes out, go to the description. The link is in the description and you can nominate your own favorite books of the year. And it's just so exciting. And if you're watching this in 2022, I'll make sure, or the end of 2021 and into 2022, I'll put the link to the award winners, the books that were on the final list, and you can see if any of my picks are on there. Okay, so here we go. 5 awesome-tastic 2021 graphic novels. The first, and I'll put a link to all of these down in the description below so that you can, if you don't want to write them down now. Bad Sister. Holy smokes, I love this book. One of the reasons that I love this book so much is because my 2 daughters loved it and they just couldn't stop talking about it. I have a 8th grade and a 6th grade daughter, and they went on and on and on and on about how awful the parents in this book were. And I was so confused and wondering and curious. I'm like, it looks like the sister's bad. What are you talking about, the parents? And then I read it and I was like, the sister is so mean in so many points. And I didn't see like the sister being mean as much, but so that was super fun for me to think. You're going to love this book. You're going to want to read it. Kids are going to love it. They're going to love the relationship between the sister and the brother. They're going to be able to relate to it. They're going to make them think about their own life or people that they know. It's phenomenal. It's great. I love the character growth that the sister makes in this book. Bad Sister, highly recommend it. One of my favorites. And it's made the rounds in class. It's been super popular here in this space. All right, next up, Picasso. Paw, like my hand's got stuff on it. Teaching math. Picasso is a story of this dog who's like shopping, and this kid sees the dog shopping, and the dog is like honestly like carrying around like a basket with like a grocery list, and then goes to the different stores and like the market, and they fill it. It's so interesting. But then she ends up people obviously think this dog is super cool, and then people are like, oh, is that your dog? And she's like, yeah. So she kind of like becomes this dog's fake owner. And obviously she gets a lot of attention, a lot of great things because of it, some benefits and perks at different places. And as you can imagine, it's gonna go wrong. And it does. It goes terribly wrong. Scary stuff with the dog, and if the dog's gonna be okay, and families, and you're gonna love it, because who doesn't love a great book, graphic novel? Who doesn't love a book with a dog that shops? Readers, that's who loves it. Readers love this book. Super interesting, super fun. Picasso, I just loved it. And it's one of those things too, like I get like really uncomfortable in certain situations where people are like saying things that are like they're digging themselves in a hole, or they're gonna like embarrass themselves really bad. Like anytime that happens on TV or in real life, I get so uncomfortable and just like so uncomfortable. And like this is happening in this book, I'm like, oh, this is gonna go wrong. This is gonna go bad. Please stop. Just, it's not your dog, it's not your dog. But I couldn't stop turning pages. Picasso, so good. Next up, Allergic. This is one of the first graphic novels that I read in 2021, and I loved it. It's about, it's like the tale as old as time. Is that Beauty and the Beast? Tale as old, I don't know. But it's right, like a kid wants a dog, right? A kid wants a dog. Usually like they end up not getting a dog, or it's like the very end of the book and they get a dog. Like in this book, like she gets a dog, like right away. And then she's allergic to a dog. It's like, oh no. Oh no, but it's turned out to be a great book. Read it, the whole thing, phenomenal, highly recommend, 5 stars. The kids have loved it. One of the most read 2021 graphic novels in my class, Allergic. It's just really, really good. Allergic, so good, so fun. Oh man, so many great graphic novels. Next up, Chunky is the funniest graphic novel that I've read in ages. And I love sports too. So it was just super fun for me to be able to like see a kid who like hates sports, being forced to play sports. I think his name is Hootie. Yeah, Hootie. He hates sports, but his parents think he's like out of shape and overweight. So like each section is like him trying a different sport, and it always goes horribly wrong. He's got like this imaginary friend who's going to help and support him during it. It's just cracks me up. It's so funny. Hootie just wants to be a comedian. It's like Saturday Night Live is the dream. The book is phenomenal. Highly recommend it. 5 stars for sure. Chunky. It's so good. Let me show you a picture. because the art in it is just dope. It's so hard, like when I can show like one picture, like what do I show? Oh. All right, I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Only one left to talk about. I just read this one. This is a late add to the list. Stunt Boy by Jason Reynolds, drawings by Raoul III. Unlike anything I've ever read. And I kept thinking, like, what are books that, like, when people read them, they're like, oh my gosh, this is different than anything I've ever read. This is blowing my mind. Like, was that how people felt when they read Captain Underpants? Was that what it was like when people read Raina Telgemeyer's Smile for the first time? I just think about, like, these groundbreaking books that change things forever. And this could be one of those books. So check this out. I'm just going to show you, like, the beginning. Just the first couple of pages. But I can't wait for kids to meet Portico. So I would call this like a hybrid, but I'm going to putting it in the graphic novel section. And it's just so good. This boy, a Stunt Boy in the Meantime, and it's book 1. Stunt Boy in the Meantime. And so Portico's parents are not getting along. They're fighting all the time. And they consistently tell him, like, while they're fighting, in the meantime, go do this. And I love this. He thinks instead of like in the meantime, like while this is happening, do this. Meantime to him is like mean time, like when the parents are being mean to each other. It's phenomenal. Stunt Boy and his friend Zola are just super interesting people. They live in this apartment complex that they call the Castle. There's all this amazing cast of characters and people who live there. His friend Zola's dad sells lawn chairs, and he gets like people like they're comfortable. They fall asleep. They call them yawn chairs. There's so much greatness in this book, so much phenomenal lessons in this book. But most importantly, it's just an amazing story. It's a fun read. Kids are gonna love it. I got a kid reading it right now. Put a little dent in it. Stunt Boy in the Meantime, highly recommend it. I could see this book being on like 39 state list. But how can it not be on 50? This should be on 50 state list. Stunt Boy in the Meantime, Jason Reynolds, Raoul III, so stinking good. Let me know down in the comments if you've read any of these, if you like them, if there are any books that you want to read, graphic novels that I need to read that aren't on my list. Let me know, please, please, please. And make sure you go to the Nerdy Book Club to nominate your favorites or to see the amazing list that the community has created. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Colby Sharp. Hope you have an awesome-tastic day.